And good day, good afternoon. And I know I did not I was on a tour today and did not set my time because I want to make sure that no matter where I am, I stop and talk to you all. How are you all doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Lisbon, day two has been exciting. I am worn out. It was a busy day and went to did a lot of touring and got to see a lot of the city and a chance to spend some really cool time with my friends. We ate out. We had a good time together, hanging out by the water. Ew, look who's in the building. There's nobody here but us, folks. But it's a new time. You go, yep. Say, Hannah is in the building. What's up, Hannah? It's so good to see. Oh, look, I'll just pop on. I'm going to try to pop on closer to 11 o'clock. But if I happen to miss it, then this would be around the time I pop on. And we were busy all day long. Got up early this morning and had to put some stuff together. One stuff for, and also I'm getting stuff now ready for my client. And but that is it. It was a busy day. Like again, we went to the tallest point in Lisbon, and we were able to look over and see the city. We were able to see the landscapes. Our tour guide gave us the history. We were able to see the castles. We learned about the prime ministers, the president, the prime minister, and the president, and the parliament. We went to the water, the river, the river that's here, and again went to several museums. It was absolutely amazing. I took a lot of photos. I sent them out, some of them out to some of y'all. I will be posting more this evening. I'm trying to post in blocks. So like yesterday, I posted from yesterday. I'm gonna try to be on top of this. So I'm gonna post for today so that way you get an experience of Lisbon. Now, it's interesting because so many folk, like what I should say, not so many. Most of my friends who have been to Lisbon have said they love it here, and they have had so much fun, and they've gone to, you know, well, some of my friends were here when we were all younger, and those were the college days, and so my friend, one of my buddies was going to school in Salamanca, Spain, to study Spanish, and he and his class would hang out in Lisbon for um, school break. And this is a very young college city for most of it. And then for the other part is definitely senior citizens and older people. When I say senior citizens, there are seniors here. That's pretty much the population that has been here all their lives. And then you have another segment of the population that are people like my age and between my age and Adrian's age. So that generation and and what has been really surprising to me are all of the people of color everywhere, everywhere. There are Black people everywhere. There are Indian people everywhere. People from Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Asian people from the different from China, Japan. It is such a diverse population that is quite impressive. And so I asked my tour guide today, since he is from Bangladesh and he's darker than I am, and I said, how is race relations here? How are the people? How do they treat you? And I said, do you ever feel like someone doesn't like you because of your skin color? And he was like, no. He says, I've lived here all my life. I was born and raised here. My parents are from Bangladesh. Well, he came here as a child. I think he came from when he was a baby or a child. And he said he's been here all his life, and he has not experienced racism like in America. we, my cousin, his girlfriend were like, yes, like in America. We experience racism very early on in our lives here in America. But he said they do not have. He says, I mean, most for his experience, not my experience, not anyone, not anyone else's experience. It's his experience. And I have to say, for the most part, if I see like there's sometimes I've walked around and I've seen some people that might be slightly like they give you that look, but you're not sure what that look is. Maybe it's just my own paranoia because I'm from America. And but gives you that look like, like today, this gentleman in the hotel, and I could tell he was an American. He was an American. The Americans take their racism in their luggage. They, yeah. Anyway, I won't go into it, but uh, yeah, I had an incident at the elevator. I was like, okay, and then I could see that he was an American, and I said, that's what it is. You may be part of the Trump team, but anyway, I digress. Let's say good. Let's say hello. So Adrian said, yeah, and I don't know how to say this, but Boya Noeti. Am I saying it right? Did I butcher it? Hopefully not. Lisa says, I was looking for you at 11. I know. I was looking for you guys at 11. However, I was in the middle of a tuk-tuk tour, traveling from the east side of the city to the west side of the city, conquering all of the high points of the city. It was great. And I just said, I was in the wrong chat real quick. Back where I belong. There you go, sir. Yes, indeed. Anna's laughing at Adrian. I see all the love. Hi, Adrian. Hey, Cuzzo. And hey, Tanya's in the building. Hello, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. Lisa said, that's interesting. Not sure. I believe that. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. And which is interesting because my good friend who I travel with, I'll be meeting her in Paris. She and her new husband, and who I've stayed in South Africa with, and we spent time together. And she's an amazing person. She says she did not like Lisbon. I was like, well, so in my brain, it was like, wait a minute, she's the only person that told me she did not like Lisbon. And she is probably my only like white friend that really is like, I can just be like, we talk like real talk. And she didn't like it. And I don't know why. So now I'm curious, because as I'm interacting over these last 2 days, the people for the most part are very friendly. I've gone to the cafes. I've gone to grab some quick snacks. People are very nice. They're polite. They are interested in you. They want to know all about you and about you when you're talking to them. I've had the greatest of times in the last 2 days, but it's only been 2 days. You can't judge an environment in just 2 days, but I have to say, in being around even the folks that are most of the tourists were friendly too. Now, I find something very fascinating about the people that live here or that are visiting here. Can't tell who they are. No one moves. Like when you're walking down the block, no one moves. I was like, don't you see that the sidewalk can only take 2 people, one in this direction, one the other, or maybe 2 in this direction and one in the other? And no one moves. The other thing that was fascinating to me for the last 2 days, and I had to say, maybe I'm walking on the wrong side. Maybe it's me. And then I had to recalibrate. I said, I know in America we're taught to walk on the right side. I don't know. Are people taught to walk on the left side here? Because every time I was going to the right, they were walking towards me, as in like to like walk in front of me. And then I realized that I think I did learn that here, over in Europe, in a lot of places in Europe, people walk on the left side. So someone, please give me some information. I think I was walking on the wrong side, and that was the problem. I think it was me. I think it was me. I was walking to the right everywhere I went. But every time I walked to the right, people were walking into me and walking towards me. Like, And it dawned on me today. I think, Ron, I think you're walking on the wrong side of the street, of the sidewalk. Someone let me know. I remember in school we learned left in Europe, right in America, or British countries. Anyway, let me continue on with you guys. Okay, are you no? There we go. An American, he packed his racism for the trip. He did. This man was, I could tell he was not right. I was like, and then had just an attitude. I was like, woo! I was like, anyway. And it says, true that with the hatred in their carry-on luggage. Exactly. I was like, ooh, it's oozing out. And Lisa says, when Black people say that they have never experienced racism, I never believe them. Well, that depends on what type of Black person you are. Because in other countries, it isn't about race, it's about classism. So folks that live in places like India, Bangladesh, it's not about color, it's about class. Just so you know. And so when my friends who are from the islands tell me, oh, I've never experienced racism, I was like, you would just do no. My good friends, I would just say, you're just too stupid to realize it. But my politically correct statement is, oh, you don't recognize the racism around you? When I'm in UK, I can see the racism in UK. I see how they go after Black people when they're running into, when there's a situation on the sidewalk. Yes, some of the police officers in the UK are just like the UK, the people in America. So when people tell me if you're a Black person that they've never experienced racism in the world, I'm like you, Lisa, in a lot of cases. I'm like, they're just not awoke to what's going on around them. So my friends, I just tell them they're just not being smart. And the other ones I say, oh, you just haven't experienced it yet, maybe. Let's see here. Oh no, they drive on the correct side. To say correct. They drive like wait, hold on a second. Wait, let me make sure I'm saying this right. Yes, they do drive like we do. I wasn't thrown off. I did not almost get hit by the car. Like my first time in London, I'll never forget. I'm coming out the hotel and I'm getting ready to go across the street for the bus. And I step out and the man pulls me back and the car goes. I was like, well, I could have been dead years ago. That was in like 2010. So they drive on the side that we drive on in America. So that's the best way. I don't want to say it's the correct side. However, when I get to Namibia, which I talked to my buddy Paul this morning, I am going to have to learn to drive on the opposite side because I will have to have a car when I'm in Namibia, and I may have to rethink some things. Yeah. So, but I may be driving. And when you are in South Africa, you have to drive on the opposite side. But Ron doesn't do it because I don't feel confident. But if I'm going to be there for 3 months, I think I'll get it. So, that's a good point, Adrian. You walk on the side, you drive. Well, that's something because we all drive. They drive like us, but they don't walk like us. Just saying. He said, you'll see the escalators are the same way. The escalators are the same way here as they are in America. These are things I don't, Adrian, I never even noticed these things. Okay. Jess says, and Lisa says, most people naturally keep to the right side, especially in bigger cities like Lisbon or Porto. In smaller towns, it's more relaxed. People just flow around each other. Well, several times I walked the streets today and they were coming after me. They were like, it was almost like, okay, you decide to walk on this side, I'm going to walk in front of you. And I was like, what is going on? I looked at my cousin and said, what is going on? And I experienced racism all over the world. Exactly. I've experienced racism everywhere I've been. I've experienced racism everywhere I am. But what has been really fascinating to me here in Lisbon is that there have been so many Black people here. And so, and sometimes you just consciously just say good morning. You say hello to when you see a Black person, you say hello, like, how we do when we see like one of us and we haven't seen any of us like for days. And then people also, again, they greet you just like you do. So I am learning a lot about traveling here. It is much of a learning curve, but not much of a learning curve because, again, a lot of things here in Lisbon are like home. Food is much cheaper. I will tell you that. Today I had the best salad I had ever had. It was a wonderful smoked salmon salad. Now, usually when I go to restaurants, and I love good salmon, I love salmon, I have salmon as much as I can. And I'm trying now to eat like I want to eat, meaning salads, more salads, more greens, more veggies. So my cousin was like, you're on vacation. I said, nope, but I've been living like I've been on vacation all 2025. So now I need to bring it in. So I'm bringing it in, and we've been walking. So I've been getting a lot of miles in. I'm been closing my rings twice, which is good on my smartphone. And let's see here. Let me see what's going on over in the Instagram world. Should we include the Instagrammers? I think we should. Hold on a second. Let's get the Instagrammers in here, and then we'll continue on. And so how was? I heard there was snow in New York last night. Some people got about 1 inch or 2. I heard there was snow. Anyone get snow in the Northeast? And then there's rumors that there may be a nor'easter next week on the 23rd on my birthday that I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss a snowstorm. And I love snowstorms. Here we go. There we go. Okay, I got my guys and girls. Instagram is right around the corner, Instagrammers. Okay, let me pop this in here. And let's go there and let's go there. Okay, here we go. So much work to put Instagram on, but you got to do what you got to do. Excellent. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Okay. So, yeah, so any snow where you guys are. Let me see what you guys are also saying here. Let's see what's okay, we got that experience racing. Lisa says, ask your tour guide to walk into a high-end store and see if he says the same thing. But again, it will because it's class. They don't see it as racism. They see it as classism. Always, a lot of folks don't see it as racism. They see classism. And Adrian says, you get used to driving on the left pretty quick. The hardest part to remember is moving around the roundabouts. Ooh. And Adrian, I'm a little slow these days. Lisa says, because you're Black. I don't care how rich you are. They still let you know you're black around the world. I don't care how rich you are. Hannah says, I always have issues driving on the wrong side in other parts of the world. My angels are always watching out on my behalf. Let me tell you, I'm going to need angels. I'm going to need I'm going to need them all. I'm going to need all the levels of angels to help me with driving on the opposite side. And Lisa says the black tribe head nod. Yes, there you go. That nod. I said, hey, what's up? I'm walking down the street today. Ada says snow was night before last, just a dusting here. Remember, you are in the future. I am in the future. Hey, Dr. Tachi's in the room. What's up, Tachi? If you're in the building, also make sure you hit the like so people know we're here and we're on. And she says, hey, all. Dr. Tachi, forgive me. I forgot to send you the show from yesterday, but I will make sure I have my reminders. I have to put, I told my cousin, I said, oh, I should have put my 4 o'clock, let's just say 3:30 alarm on my phone. So that means no matter where I am, I can either go live from my phone from wherever I am at 11 o'clock, your time. But I will make sure tomorrow we are going to 2 cities tomorrow. Where are we going tomorrow? Where are we going tomorrow? Let's see. Where are we? Where are we heading? Let me see if I can get it on the screen. And we have a big day tomorrow. I was like, oh no, I'm going to bed early because my cousin, they like to walk. They like to walk. And I do too. I'm glad that I'm keeping up with them today. And that is the beauty of traveling too. I was like, I'm not going to be the one slowing everyone down. And so let me see. Where just I saw it here. And I just, oh, here it is. So we're going to Sintra, Portugal, and we're going to Casa Caias, yeah, Casa Caias, something like that. And it's a big tour, two cities, and then on Thursday heading to Porto. So tomorrow's got 2 cities on the list, and so hopefully I will definitely be online from wherever I am because I will not be back here in the hotel. And let's see here. Let's see what's going on here in the building. And okay, there we go. There we go. And let's see what else you're saying. Hello, Tachi. Hello. Lisa said, but if you look the pot and your skin is brown or black, how do they know your class? It's the color of the skin. Believe me, I know that. I'm with you, Lisa. However, our friends that have color and melanin and they live in other parts of the world, they don't believe it. They think it's their class. They don't think it's their color. I know for us, for we Americans, it's weird. But I'm telling you, my friends who are Indian and from Bangladesh, well, I have one friend from Bangladesh when I was at Brooklyn Tabernacle, and then I have several friends who are from India over the years, and they do not believe that is racism, but they do believe in classism. Yes, I'm just saying. And as they say, that part. And Tanya says, we have forecast for some snow this weekend in the DMV area. Oh, right. Nice. And she says, oh, good, Dr. Tachi. Okay, so what else happened today that was quite interesting? Like I said, the food, back to the food. The food was reasonable. It was my cousin, his girlfriend, myself. We had a full meal. He also had a beer. She had a beer because usually my cousin and I, when we travel to different countries, we like to drink the beers of every country we go to. I might do that tomorrow, but I couldn't do it today because I was in the mood for wine. And so our bill came back and it was 61 euros. Now, yes, there's a conversion between the dollar and the euro. But it came, I mean, when you think about $61 for 3 major meals and also wine and beer, It was wonderful. We tipped, but again, a lot of folks in this part of the I would say this part of the world, but I would say in Lisbon, they don't believe in tipping. But Americans, because we are in the habit of tipping, we tip. So that is always a little jarring when you are when you're eating and then at the end you want to leave a tip, but then something says you shouldn't leave a tip, and then but we always leave a tip. So but yeah, so but the food was good yesterday. I went to the restaurant, it was cheap. And I have to say the pricing here in Lisbon for the food is not bad. So I think the most expensive thing that I had to spend money on was definitely my flight here. So if you decide you want to come to Lisbon, you can put money aside for like your tours and getting ready. Even this tour that we did that we're doing tomorrow is $80. Each one of us is $80. So pretty much in American dollars, it's like 80. That's almost like $100 technically. I think is speaking. Adrian's the mathematic person in this community, in our family. He is the mathematician. But so $80, I think it's $100. I think it is in American dollars. So, but that's still not bad. $50 for 2-city tour, buses and food included. I'm excited about that tomorrow. So touring is not as expensive. Also, they have in Lisbon a lot of the get on and get off, hop on, hop off buses. They have the small ones that take you to different little places because the streets are tiny, so you can't use those big buses like in other places, like in New York or other big cities. They have one large bus, but that's probably maybe a perimeter ride. So I think they have a red line and a B line. Like most countries have red, blue, or yellow. I think it is. I think some countries have green. When I was in South Africa, we had red, blue, and green. Yeah. So let's see what else you got to say. Let's see what you're saying. Okay. Dr. Tachi says anti-blackness is very real the world over, but we have to be careful of characterizing race issues purely the way Americans would. That's right. We are different. We are a different species. Hello, everyone, says Charlene. Hello, Charlene. So good to see you at this later hour of the day. Kelly A says, good afternoon. It's good afternoon for you and good evening for me. And Lisa says, take note, like when you have a tomato or something fresh, how delicious it is compared to the US. Everything was this salad. I looked at my cousin and said, I hate using extreme, like, this is the best I have had. This was the best smoked salmon salad I have had that I can remember. That's what I'll say. And the reason why this was so good, usually when I go to a restaurant in New York and I get a salad, I don't care how good the restaurant is, they are a little cheap with the salmon. This salmon, I mean, it was 3 large pieces of no, 1, 2, 4 large pieces of salmon. Then you had the salad. Then you had the capers. Then you had the carrots. Then you had it had everything that is usually served with salmon. Usually, I'm missing 1 or 2 of the ingredients on my salad. This salad had all of it. People forget the capers. Salmon and capers, they go together. If you have salmons, you must have capers. So anyway, so yes, the food is much more more fresh. Right? Dr. Todd, you said that's a bargain. I said, "Yeah." Yeah, Lisa said no tipping in Europe. Okay. I had to learn that, have a learning curve. I forgot about that, but I don't know if it's always been this way, but I always tip, but folks looked at you like, oh, like, why are you tipping me? It's, it's the weirdest thing. They're like, why are you tipping me? And Dr. Ty says, what you pay for 3 people in Lisbon is what you would have paid for a rubbish hamburger in a McDonald's for 3 people. This is true. And speaking of McDonald's, we're supposed to be going to a McDonald's. I think the McDonald's is in Porto. It is supposed to be the best McDonald's in the world. It has stained glass, I heard. It has beautiful silverware, tables, window treatment. It is supposed to be the best McDonald's in the world. I'm not having McDonald's, but we're going to go check it out so I can photograph it. And I photographed a lot today. Today was a busy camera day. It just says, nah, no tipping in Europe. I don't want my historical racist American need to tip to show. So I will not tip. But my cousin, he tips all the time, so he couldn't resist himself. Neither could his girlfriend. I was like, I don't think we're supposed to tip. I looked at her, don't tip. Because I got the eye yesterday when I tipped. And I was like, oh, they looked at me like, oh, right. It's like the screeching of a record player. You know that screeching sound when the record player, the needle scratches the record? That's what was in my head yesterday. Dr. Tanya says tipping has extremely discriminatory routes. And I see here, Aya is in the building. Look, everybody's here. Everyone's popping in. I love it. Okay, I'm getting the feel. I'm with you. I'm getting a feel how we're going to do this nomad life thing. Okay, so look. Oh, wait, Janet's in the building too. What's up? Y'all all hit the likes. Hit the likes. Everybody got to hit the likes right now. Hit the likes. People know we're here. Look at that. Aya and Janet. Send me a picture so I can recreate it. I am. I am going to post that salmon meal today. Yes, it will be in my stories. It will be in my stories. Okay, it says, right. Good evening, Ron. I forgot. And layers of flavors. Yes, Dr. Tachi. I mean, the food was so good. And I realized something. Well, obviously, because I'm busy and I'm running around, I'm walking the streets, I'm going from place to place, I'm taking in history, I'm taking in architecture, I'm photographing everything, and also having good family time. I mean, my cousin and I, we haven't done this since Iceland. And so we're having a great time, and his girlfriend, and we're just having a ball together. So it is wonderful to be doing that with them. And then obviously we're doing this to celebrate both of our birthdays, because my cousin's birthday is on the 21st and mine is on the 23rd. So we're having our birthday dinner on Saturday. So we get back from Porto. Yeah. Janice said, no additives in the foods, no pesticides, no preservatives, no junk. It's real food. And my cousin that's the first thing he said when he took the fork to his mouth. He said, wow, the food tastes so fresh. We recognize how fresh it was immediately. Lisa says, although I have cut back on salmon from watching all those worm parasite videos online, but I love salmon. Well, I am going to take my oregano pill tonight. As soon as I get off with you, I'm taking my oregano. Because they say oregano, parasites do not like oregano for the most parasites. So that's why most people have these oregano clean outs when they eat all over the place. So I am going to. I brought my oreganos, my inflammation tablets. I brought them all. I like a medicine chest in one bag. You would think I was a doctor. And Leah says they pay their employees. Imagine that. That was the other thing I learned today. But I knew that they pay their employees well here. And that's why there's no need for tips. And that's why they don't need tips. But number two, I learned, I think I want to say, if someone can look it up for me, I think I heard the person say 120, they get 120 days off per year, divided throughout the calendar year. Like you also have, remember the summertime, you have 2 months off. So you have to have 2 months off, I do believe, in Europe. So you can take them where you like, usually people take them June, July, or July, August. And the country is off. Most people are off. They're not at work for the most part. But then there's these other holidays. There's these other days you can have that are associated with your, if you're sick, also if you have death in your family, if you have a child, the maternity leave is much longer than in the US. I was like, I was like, Americans only get 14 days. Make it make sense. Only for those that have good jobs. 14 days we all grew up with. I should have made this change a long time ago. But look, you got to do what you got to do. You got to work your way out. Okay. And I see here, hello. Kimmy Kim is in the building. Says Kim, she says, hello, saw you were live on IG, so I'm over here now. That's why I threw on the IG, because there could have been some people over there in the Instagram world that are like, hey, got a signal, the bat signal, and I'm running over to see Ron in YouTube land. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. And again, if you're here for the first time, hit subscribe, become a member. I'm traveling now. This is what we do. Today's our Tip Tuesday as well. It is still Tip Tuesday. I did not prepare a lesson for today, but I am giving you tips on travel. Okay. Hi, Key. I see you in the building. Hello. Good to see you here. And Janet says, Lisa Silly, no farm-raised salmon or other fish. Nice to know that. And Lisa says, well, most of Europe gets all of August off. Yeah, most people are off in August. And let me go. I gotta ban somebody. Look, I gotta ban somebody. Oh, goodbye. I had to ban someone. Look, Chris is in the building. What's up, Chris? Hello, Ron. Touch Base Daily Community. Looking good in Lisbon. And Janice says to Janice, yes, you are right. But even the fresh have the parasites. This is true. So I've heard, so I've read. Oh, yeah, those videos with those parasites. Ooh, not good. Okay, let me see what time it is. Okay, look, we've been doing good. We've been doing good. I just had to pop one. Make sure I connect with you. It is called Touch Base Daily for a reason. Just didn't say what time. So Lisa says, Ron, you missed it, but checked out McDonald's in other countries. They don't have the food we have at ours. This is what I heard also. This fancy McDonald's here in Portugal, I think it's in Porto, Portugal. The menu is different. So I am curious. Maybe I will eat at the McDonald's. Maybe. I mean, there's no preservatives, there's no additives, there's none of that junk that we have in the US. It may be worth trying. I'm curious what is on the menu. Oh, really? Lisa says Paris has macarons. I love macarons. Okay, so what else is that? So also, for those that are going to be traveling to Portugal, or Lisbon when I'm here. Um, I did discover something yesterday when we arrived at the airport, which is not like our airports. I will have to say they're gonna have to get with it on that level. Not all is grand in Lisbon, Lisbon versus America or New York City. So, for instance, in New York City, when you are doing your mobile app pickup for your Uber, your Lyft, there are designated areas in the airports. Like LaGuardia is really good with designated areas for mobile pickup. And same thing at Kennedy, which they're working on because of all of the um, construction going on at Kennedy Airport. Newark has it pretty much good. I mean, has two levels and all that other stuff, but it has it. When I came home the last time from Puerto Rico, it was a little sketchy, but still worked. You really got to know what you're doing when you come to Lisbon and you go to your pickup point for your Uber or for your Bolt. So, if you happen to come to Lisbon, you want to, while you're home, before you get here, put your Bolt app on your phone, Bolt, which is their like Uber service. But you want to hear something really cool about Bolt and Uber? It's like the good old days. I got in the Uber yesterday to travel about 2 miles down. Do you know how much it costs to go 2 miles in my, well, says that should say Uber, my Bolt? $4.99. Now, New York is out of control. When I leave home from Teaneck to go to New York, it is almost a guarantee to spend $100 if I leave the house. $50 to go out, $50 to come back. Or if you are traveling anywhere, even when I was in Brooklyn, Ubers in New York City, outrageous. Lyft, outrageous. These prices in New York City are out of control. And I realized how much out of control they are when I arrived here yesterday. I cannot believe I was looking at Uber. The first car was an Uber. So I did use an Uber once, but most of the time I use a Bolt. And they were all under $10 to travel around. I was like, who needs a car? Because my cousin was like, well, we should rent a car. But then we're like, why will we rent a car? There's no parking at the hotel, his hotel. And plus, we were able to run around in Ubers. And they would one Uber was $12.99. And that was because it was two of us. It was because they stop at my cousin's hotel and then they stop at my hotel. $12.99. I haven't seen those prices in an Uber in a decade. America needs to get it together. Everyone's robbing everyone. It is out of control. Just saying. I'm telling you how I feel. The Uber. I could travel anywhere I want for under $20. It blew my mind. Anyway, it says, Ron, I would offer this. Take videos of your food traveling journey in addition to your photos of other things. You need 200 more subscribers. People love food and travel. Thank you for that suggestion, Lisa. And you come up with great suggestions here and there. You make me like, I gotta write it down. I gotta make it happen. And I have. I've taken pictures of everything except for one thing, because the dessert was so good looking. I just dived in and I was like, I forgot to take the pictures. That was yesterday. Went to this amazing Spanish, well, obviously it's Portuguese restaurant. And they had these empanadas, and they were so good. So yes, thank you, Lisa. I am definitely going to be documenting the food. The food here is delicious and beautiful. Beautiful. Preparation is amazing. He just said, nah, Puerto Rico Uber rates are the lowest I've seen. We consistently tipped heavy, sometimes 100% because it felt so low. It is outside of New York City. Ubers is worth taking. I'm telling you, in New York City, it's outrageous. They need to put some restrictions back on the Uber and Lyft services in New York City. It's no way you should be. As I was saying, one time I was charged $90 to go from 34th Street in Manhattan to downtown Brooklyn. $91, I think it was. It shouldn't be that way. No. That's why people are leaving New York, because it's too expensive. It's too expensive. Lisa said, yes, that happens to me all the time. I'm so greedy, and then I forget to take a photo. I had a greedy moment yesterday. That food looked so good. I was like, dang it, I forgot to take the picture. But I've been taking pictures for the most part. It's been 2 days. Right? Dr. Ty said 90 for a ride in the same vicinity is nonsense. A $90, when I would leave from Manhattan to go to my buddy Bernard's or go to back to Adrian's, it would sometimes cost $109. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't be that way. It's only that way because people allow them to do it. If people stop using those services, then it will go down on prices. It's all about the law of supply and demand. At least I noticed on my YouTube, people don't like my bikini pictures. They more like food stuff. No comment. That's the only reason why I suggested it. Oh, that was Lisa. That was something else. Yes. People are more interested in food than your body, or probably anybody else's body. I'm sure you're not the only body that they're not interested in. Yes, people love food. People love food online. I mean, Adrian got me into the food program competition that I had never watched before. And I wasn't really into food. I'm not into food like that. But I was totally into it. Same thing when I was with Nia. Nia and her husband, they love food shows and these competitions on the Food Network and before I know, I was like, this is quite fascinating. So yeah, people do love food. I need to do just a food page, like food from Lisbon, guess where I might be going also in this. Something popped up today, and I have never been to Germany, and an opportunity has come up that Germany has been added to my table of things to do. So yeah, I may be in Germany for a couple of days, and I am excited about it. I had an opportunity happen. I'll tell you more about that in the future, but because we're working out the logistics. But I have never been. I've flown through Germany, but I've never stayed in Germany. As Adrian, I think, told me, Frankfurt is a business sector, but it's Frankfurt. So I don't know how excited I should be. It's Frankfurt, but yeah, it's a hub, and one of my buddies will be there. And he was like, yeah, let's meet up in Frankfurt. So I say, okay, that sounds like an opportunity to just connect and save money. Love it. I love when my friends say, let's hang out. You save money. Hey, look who's in the building. Look, wait, well, let me go back. Well, first, let me just say good hello to Omar. He said also post recorded content that's specific to your travel. The big gains are on planned content that YouTube can monetize. Thank you. Taking notes. Maybe I gotta put my little stars next to these statements here. Adrian says this is the show he watches. Next Level Chef is a fun show. I'm learning. I'm loving not being the can I tell you the best thing I did was sell my apartment. The best thing I did was go and spend time with people I love. I am learning so much. The education I am receiving, because I think this is just my own opinion. This is my opinion. This is just my opinion about how I was living and how I live now. When we get older, we lose our friends. Our friends die out, they move, they go away, all these things happen. And you're pretty much living in your own bubble. I felt like now that I'm living, I felt like now I was living in a bubble because I'm learning so much. I'm watching Adrian making decisions. I'm listening to Nancy making decisions. I'm hanging with my buddy Bernard. He's showing me all kinds of new stuff. And then I'm traveling. I'm going different places. My world I feel like a school kid. I feel like I've been released from prison. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but as we become older, we become more isolated. And I feel like I am not doing that. And it feels good. So all you older folks like myself in the building, you gotta get out. You have to get out. I mean, I can't tell you how much I'm just sitting usually in Adrian's living room, just hanging out. We're just all hanging out. And I'm like a sponge, learning so much. And he probably thinks I'm crazy. But he probably will say, yeah, he's learning a whole lot. I am learning a whole lot. I'm learning about relationships. I'm learning about how people interact, how families interact, how people talk to each other, how people communicate, different games and stories and things that they like and foods. And I am learning so much. Now, I know if you're a couple, it's harder to do it, but you can still do it because one of my friends named, I think it's Eddie, he's been on the show one time. He and his wife, they have been traveling all over the world together for at least, I've known them for 10 years. I know them for 7 years. 7 years. And they are always traveling somewhere. They have been all over the globe visiting people and friends and missionaries and all kinds of. I mean, the wife worked for the UN at one time, and now she's got connections all over the world. And he loves photography, and they just go everywhere. And then he writes little stories. Guys, if I may encourage you, this kind of life may be something to think about. I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of planning, a lot of logistics, but it's a lot of fun. Bryce and Bryson says, what's up, Ron? Sorry that I'm late. You're not late. You're not late. We're going to end though, but you're not late. We started late. And their food is Lisa, you can't say food is nasty. It may be nasty to you, but somebody likes that food, or they wouldn't be eating it. Somebody likes that food. Ada says, I like Frankfurt, and they are good to our people. Ooh, noted, Adrian. I now will adjust my dates accordingly. Maybe instead of staying 2 days in Frankfurt, maybe I'll stay 3 days. because I'm a believer. You never go to Europe and go to one country. If you go to Europe, it is rule of thumb for those of us who travel, or you little travel bugs out there. You always go to the minimum of 2 countries. If I'm in Paris, then I usually go to London. But now this time I'll be in Paris, and then I'll be south of Paris. But then instead of going back to Paris, I'm going to Germany. And I am excited about it because I have never been. I have not walked the streets. I have not photographed the architecture. I'm looking forward to it. Leah says, be careful. They are giving Clifton Powell the business online because he said he just learned how to love at 69. Are you kidding me? Some people are just learning to do a lot of things at 69. And I'm not even going to go there because that number always gets me in trouble. So I won't talk about it. So G-rated. Chris R is in the building. What's up, Chris? So I just got here. Hello, everyone. Hello. Omar says, make sure you get a little bit of downtime when you travel, sir. I am. That I will do. First of all, when I get to Namibia, it ain't gonna be nothing but downtime. So that's a given. Lisa says, yes, when I went to Paris, I flew to Milan and it was amazing. You gotta go. Yes. And Adrian's laughing. Ha ha ha. Yes. So, but anyway, my brain is you know what I'm also finding? In the last 2 days, my alert levels are increased, meaning like how fast I'm able to process. My brain is processing faster, and I can feel the difference in the last 2 days. Now I don't know how long this is going to last. I just know for the last 2 days, and especially today, my brain is processing faster, much faster than it was when I was home and kind of like just living from moment to moment. But now because my brain is like, the synapses on your brain, the synapses, that those little neutrons and all those electric wiring in your brain that's snapping away when you're thinking. It's so funny today. So one day, we got off the bus and I was looking for toothpaste, and I said, oh my gosh, the pharmacy. So if you go to Europe, for those that have been to Europe, there's these little green crosses like that are over pharmacies. So it's a green cross, right? So we get off the bus and it's a window. And I was like embarrassed after it happened, but I was like, how do I get in? And then I got close to the glass and there was a door. It opened up. It had no handles. It didn't even show it was a door. It just had a green tape on the bottom. And I thought it was the window. It was not the window. It was a sliding door. And it was quite funny. My cousin looked at me like, So maybe I was a little slow that day. I was a little slow in that moment. I could not figure out how to get into the pharmacy. And then once I got in, though, I got everything I needed and I was out. But I could not figure out how to get through the door. I didn't know if it was a door. Yeah, it was a sliding door. It was like Star Trek. When you walk up to the door and go, and then when you go in, that was it. But it was only one door, y'all. It was only one door. So I felt a little slow there today. The pharmacies in Paris are fantastic for skincare and cosmetics. Did not know that. And Adrian says, let me hack the CTV so I can get a recording of that. I look like a fool. I know someone was like, are you going to go into the store? And I'm literally trying to figure it out. And I'm like, I don't see it. This is the window, but I don't see a door. There was, it was the door and it was the window. And so it was a moment of embarrassment. So this is called True Confessions of Traveling. This is called Confessions from Traveling. And I felt like, yeah, it wasn't one of my best moments. I was like, Lisa, yes, everyone in the States makes a big deal of Cordelia, but that's normal pharmacy brand for Paris. Dr. Tachi's laughing at me. And hey, Kaz is in the building. She says, blessings, good day. Learn something new every day. Well, today I learned that there are sliding doors in in Lisbon to get into the pharmacy. It was so funny though. Anyway, that was my joke for the day. And Omar said, it's not the first time and certainly not the last. I'm sure it won't be the last. I'm sure I'm going to find some new things every day upon this journey. But that was the most fun, it was the most embarrassing moment of the day. And my cousin just looked at me and I know he wanted to shake his head, but he just didn't. He was holding back. He was holding back. I know he wanted to do this, but he wouldn't. He just would not do it. See you, son. He said, go peace, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Yes, I'm gonna get ready for, like I said, get some work done, and it's bedtime for me. Dr. Tachi says, Lisa says to Dr. Chachi, yes, there's a whole list of the must-haves to get from the pharmacies there. Oh yeah, I went to get toothpaste. That's what I was there for. And in the toothpaste is it wasn't like we have here like all these brands. It was toothpaste for whatever your tooth thing, your gums. They have for gums, they have for teeth whitening, they had, well, no, it was like a teeth cleaning. It was like, because I don't think I saw whitening anywhere in that drug. I don't think there's whitening toothpaste in this country. Like people don't realize that people in America look weird. And I know that's going to sound really crazy, but the rest of the world does not whiten their teeth. The rest of this is truly an American thing. When you look at television in other countries, their teeth look like normal teeth. When you go to other places, this is the only country where people are desperately trying to get white teeth, and they don't look real because no one's teeth are that white unless you have to work hard to get bleach white teeth. But it's not normal. People, and I noticed that when I was picking up my toothpaste today, there was no whitening there. There was no tooth whitening toothpaste. It was gingivitis, it was gums, gum something, then it was something for each, like I said, each toothpaste had, and then there was another one, little grouping for kids and stuff. That was the shocker today also. In America, everybody's got trying to get white teeth, but most of the world could care less. It's just their teeth. They just love their teeth. And I did not see any whitening teeth products. Maybe and that drugstore had a lot of stuff, but I didn't see it. Didn't see it. Well, Cass has something. Other countries rule out a lot of toxins in their products. That's right. You're not allowed to have poisons in your toothpaste. Okay. Lisa says, just don't take advice from people from England on teeth, on toothpaste. Well, the folks in the UK, they are a special breed. Sorry. Even the royals don't. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm leaving it alone. Hey, Shannon, my buddy is in the building. What's going on, Shannon? So good to see you. And Lisa, let me say, Dr. Tachi says, let me pop that again. She says, absolutely not. Their teeth look like corn kernel. Dr. Tachi, kernels of corn. Stop it. Stop it, Dr. Tachi. And Janet says stores in Europe don't carry huge facings, multiple brands. They don't. It's purely when you go into the pharmacy, it is truly pharmacy. There's not a lot of brands. There's not a lot of color. There's just like a couple. Like I said, it wasn't like there was multiple toothpastes for one thing. It was this toothpaste, and each one did their thing, and you picked it. Generic is in. I'll laugh at Dr. Tachi's bad. Dr. Tachi is being bad, y'all. Lisa said, Dr. Tachi, you have to be on our panel next time. You are hilarious. Dr. Tachi is hilarious. Almost says seriously. Oh my God. Shannon says English teeth are straight. And you know that is because of all of the coffee they drink and tea. Mainly tea. They drink a lot of dark tea. No CVS's, no Walgreens, none of those. They do not exist in European countries. Let's see here. And there are products that are super helpful for skin care that America bans. Did not know that either. Hannah said, it's true, Ron. You know, Dr. Tachi is correct on the teeth experience in English. That's why I'm laughing. Of all other places I've been in the world, I have to say the worst teeth in the world is the UK. I don't know why. I just don't know why, because it really is the worst. But I love my UK folks. But yeah, they do have the worst teeth in the world. And I will say after them is the Chinese, but that's a whole nother subject. Oh, Lisa. Oh, you guys, y'all got me in trouble. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Lisa says, so they don't brush their teeth no matter how much coffee or tea you have if you brush your teeth. No, well, we in America, we have, well, in New York, I know, we have fluoride in our water, which is supposed to be not good for us. They say it is a contributor to dementia, but I don't know if that's true or not. Because people still get dementia in the UK. So I don't know if it's the fluoride. And they say the fluoride makes people does something to the brain. I don't know. But I know in the UK they do not put a lot of emphasis on the teeth. They do not. No, they do not. Dr. Tati says to Lisa, indeed, I grew up with very British tea times, and so I drink tea every day. However, you're supposed to drink water after drinking tea, and yes, ensure that you brush your teeth properly. And Shannon says, crooked too. No braces over there in the UK. Nope, no. Most of the world does not put a lot of emphasis on the teeth. I'm usually amazed when I go to Africa, different parts of the region, and different people, not all people, just certain people when I've seen in Africa. Like I was in Nigeria, and some of the whitest teeth I had ever seen. And then they don't use any of the things that we use here in America. It's just simply the food they eat, and there's some kind of liquid or some bark or something that one of my friends of a friend was like chewing on, and their teeth are so white from this something that they chew all the time. And I was like, wow, that's fascinating. And they did not, their teeth were perfect. And I was like, and there's no dent. This particular other place I was in, I think I was in Botswana. They don't have all the stuff that we have, and the people were looking just as good. But yes, some of this is also genetics. It is. So some of the stuff that's happening in the UK is genetics. Okay. Dr. Tachi said a better alternative to fluoride are toothpaste with nano hydroyapatite. Yapatite in it. That's interesting. I didn't know that, Dr. Tachi. And Lisa says, which is crazy because the teeth are where inflammation starts and travels. So if your teeth are messed up 9 times out of 10, you have health issues, especially heart issues. I remember reading that. Yes, they a lot of heart problems, they say, come from the mouth. A lot of sickness comes from the mouth. Yeah, the gums, to be exact. Lisa says, which is crazy because the teeth were okay, got that one. And we go here. Cass says, I do not like how fluoride looks when seeing them put on my child's teeth. It does look yellow at first until it dissolves. Okay. Okay, we want to close out a little bit. Dr. Tuck says, you're telling the truth wrong. That's why my family's teeth are so white. When I had wisdom teeth removed, they had to break it into 3 pieces because my teeth are that strong. Woo! Lisa says, chew sticks. I don't know what it was, but I know they had some kind of root. It was a root or a branch. I don't know what it was, but it was something that was common that everyone chewed on. It was like they were chewing on it, and the gentleman told me it helps keep their teeth white. And I mean, they were white without any of the junk that Americans put on their teeth. Telling the truth, Ron. And I see also in the building, it says, you must find out what they are chewing. I am curious. I need to drop a line to one of my friends in Nigeria. The food plane, Mr. DS says, hello, Ron and TBD. Family, DS here. So good to see you, sir. And I see all the greetings, Ron. He says, Ron, how are you? How are you? How has it been there so far? Well, first of all, I said a lot when I first started. So you're gonna have to look at this. You're gonna have to look on, you have to press replay on YouTube. Okay. But I shared a whole bunch about my day today. And there was a lot that happened today. Good stuff, except for one moment in a pharmacy. And he said, how's the food so far? We talked about that. What have you eaten there? Oh, we talked about that. So you want to check that out. We will not repeat, DS. So I know I'm here late. So you didn't know I was coming on this time. Lisa says, wait, they are still putting fluoride on kids' teeth? Don't let them sit, Cass. Don't let them. And Dr. Taji says, yes, in Nigeria, we use chewing. Oh, it is called chewing sticks. That's the name of them. Okay. That's what I saw. It blew my mind, and they were chewing these chewing sticks then. And I was like, and everyone that was chewing them, their teeth were beautiful. And I was like, well, couldn't bring it home with me. So you can get them here in Brooklyn, right? The chewing sticks. I'll make sure I get that when I come back to Brooklyn. Well, I'll be in Africa. I'm going to be here in Africa. What do you mean? I can just go get it, right? When I get to Nigeria. Sorry, not Nigeria. When I get to Namibia. I would like to go to Nigeria and visit my friends. Okay, I think that's it. I think we got it all covered. Lisa, they only did 2 times. I did not like him. I did not like how I looked at first, so no more fluoride. Okay, guys. I will try my best to be with you guys tomorrow again at 11 o'clock. But if I don't come on at 11 o'clock, I am almost guaranteed to come on around 1 or 2. And that is because when it's 1 or 2 there, it's 5 or 6 here. So today I came on at 6 o'clock or 6, a little after 6. So tomorrow I'll be visiting 2 cities outside of Lisbon. So taking a bus tour out into the other cities. And then I'll be on the road heading to Porto, Portugal on Thursday, and then back here on Friday and Saturday. So, and then after that, I'll be heading to Paris. So I'll try to keep you posted, try to keep you in tune, and I'm going to try to put my stories out every day. Every day, I'm being disciplined. I'm setting my time up and using it wisely, and I am definitely going to take that what Lisa said, and definitely have a food diary. Yeah, food diary will be good. Okay. And let me see here in different parts. Oh, let me see what that says. Oh, Shannon, I love you too. Can you believe we're still friends all these years? Love you, my dearest. Love you. Oh, wait, that's what they're called. There you go. Shannon found it. She says found them online. Licorice root chewing sticks. That's it. That's it. Oh, and Dr. Tachi says chewing sticks have natural silica. Really? So it's probably good in preventing gingivitis and all the other stuff in the gums. Interesting. I did not know. See what we learn in this community when we talk and we're just sharing. Lisa says, in different parts of Africa, they may also be referred to as Mizwak, Siwak, widely used in North and East Africa. Chewing sticks, generally English term. Wow, that's a learning lesson. That I'm gonna have to get some of those. Lisa says, you never listen to me. I do listen to you, Lisa. Cut it out. Don't let me. Listening, and writing. Dia says, those sticks are commonly called chewing sticks in many African and Middle Eastern cultures. The most well-known type is miswak, also spelled siwak. Nice. I'm learning something today. Omar says, record, and record some more. I've been using these babies. I've been like, oh, click, click. I've been loving. Let me tell you, I still haven't used my Pocket 3 yet. It's too many devices. Can't have all of them. So I'm working between the glasses, the phone, and that's all I need right now. Jenny says, looking forward to Nomad Photographer Adventures. We're doing it, Janet. We're doing it. She says, enjoy. Dia says, have you taken any great photos you are proud of there? I haven't taken, I've been taking a lot of photos, but I haven't taken that photo. And all the photographers in the room know what I mean by that. You take photos along the way, you're just taking pictures and you're documenting your experiences, you're documenting what you're doing, you're having a good time doing it, you're loving, you want to save the photos for memory, you're sharing it with the world, you're sharing it on your social medias. But I have not taken that photo. That photo that makes you like, yes. Not yet. I haven't had that yes moment yet. I haven't had the yes moment. Thank you. That's a good question, DS. Lisa's laughing at me. Okay. And the food plane laughs again with my glasses. And I hear you. I get it. Yes. Okay. Guys, Lisa says, have a great day, everyone. See y'all tomorrow. Yes, and before we go, I'm gonna throw some banners up here real quick. If you're interested in connecting with me, I'm gonna put some of this stuff also in our community. I'm gonna do that tonight. So I'll be. Oh, it's not tonight. It's nighttime now. So yeah, I'll do that in about an hour. I'll put some of these photos in the community and some videos there as well. But our YouTube community, we have that photography, text postings, and conversations. You can continue this conversation in the community among yourselves. And also, if you want to be on the mailing list, go to ronlewisphotos.com. Click on, it'll just pop up on the screen, and you can click on the newsletter and put in your information. Also, I am an event photographer. If you're looking for an event photographer after June in New York City or in the metropolitan area, I will be able to do that because I'll be home. But until then, I can do photography on the road as well, but it's a little hit and miss there. Also, thank you again. Thank you, Patreon members. Your support helps us create amazing content. And if you have not become a paying content member of Patreon, please do. It does help pay the bills. Yes, there are bills associated with coming on here. And also join my YouTube channel. If you are here for the first time, hit subscribe. If you have not, please hit subscribe. And also make sure every time you're here, you hit the likes. Okay, I think I got it all. I think we got it all in. We had our touch base daily because that's what we do. Even if it's not exactly 11 o'clock, we will touch base daily. Okay, that's my goal. My service to you is to be here at least once a day, whatever time that is, but mostly 11 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So I'm starting to feel it, getting the feel of it. 11 o'clock or around 2 o'clock. Okay, your time, Eastern time. Okay, DS says also, how do you know when you got that photo? It hits you in the gut. When you get that photo, it hits you in the gut. You're like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. Right, Omar? Omar, you can concur, right? And AS says, good night, Ron. Have a great day. Touch base daily. Love you all. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned something tonight, your day, my night. And I hope that it will help you in your travels. If you decide to come to Lisbon, this is our time to ask questions. As I'm learning, I will share. So that way, this platform is a talking journal. I'm journaling my time with you. Okay? And sharing it. I should say I'm sharing my journal time with you. Okay. And I said, yes, I see. Okay, got that. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Love you and see you tomorrow. Later.